everybody, and welcome to the VAIL VRML. Whether you know it or not, I am your conductor in today's journey as I try and sort the hair out through the ecosphere of VAIL Season 2 into the final weeks of the regular season, Week 11 here. I think we only have one more week before we go into a break over the holidays, and the Challenger Cup starts up in December, and then the final 10K match, if you will, the match that'll decide first, second, and third place, happening in January, the first week of January. But a lot to look forward to, a lot to be excited about with this season ending right now, in particular with this matchup that we're going to tune into today. It's Touch Grass versus Cope, and Touch Grass are right on the cusp of breaking in through to the top 10, currently sitting at that 10th seed overall in the regular season ladder. Cope sitting at 5th. The Touch Grass team has a real opportunity to potentially break out into that top 7 in the last few weeks of the regular season. They also may not. They could be knocked out right here, and we're going to find out how these teams are going to square up as we go to Suna for our opening map between these two squads with both. Who is it? Touch Grass on attack and Cope on, or no, excuse me, Touch Grass on defense, Cope on attack to start things off. Pistol round, and the push definitely coming towards the B location. Is a nice nade there, finds one over the top side of B. We run into a bit of an open exchange. Everyone pushing up through the center, and B site very much where the play is coming through. Meanwhile, the duo up through the center is winning another trade out, and Mom finds 2. Puts us into a 2v2. Scanner down to low HP, though. Boss will take the double kill, triple kill, and locks in the early round for Cope, up 1-0 on their attacking set on Suna. I think Cope the favorites in this series this afternoon. Whether that's based on rank or just past player experience with these teams, I'm not quite sure. Touch Grass has only had 1 game cast. I think Cope has had a few more than that, but by a large margin, and so it's 1 for 1. Easy with a double opens up B's side. Another solid openings that round here for Cope. Excuse me, Touch Grass as Cope do pop out. Another double kill there. Kenny scooping up another. There's the trade that wins. Well, keeps the round alive, rather, for Touch Grass, but advantage technically to Cope here and on HP. As we go on board, Smalls, who has that full HP, is going to get a nade tossed out. Nearly catches Kenny on the corner, but not quite. And is going to be pushing up right into Kenny on this corner here. He's super tucked in. I wonder if Smalls or Kenny's getting ready. And there it is, the peek, and Kenny with the barrel up peeking around. Oh my goodness.
Round starting.
That's why you swing corners gun up, I think. Watch the barrel first. Whoop. That's what they were waiting for on the corner there. Absolutely tucked in. And it's a 1 for 1. Again, that B-site defense having a little bit of trouble as some nades zone them off. Kenny will shift over. On through the smokes, and the duo is still there. With site control, the potential for the pinch. Blue's setting him up to be vulnerable. They can hear all this push through the smoke. They should know most of the teams here. And now the smoke's working against them as they try and retake through them. The trade down, and it leaves us in a 1v2. With Jacob on full HP, the scanner down at the back corner. And I wonder if either Hagrid or Z-Link are aware of that. .45 seconds left, and it's most certain that Hagrid knows the scanner's down here. Pops up to find the kill as soon as they hear anything, and touch grass.
Round starting. Get ready.
Squad entering with a disadvantage, coming out with an early point lead on the defensive half on Suna, of course, but still. Early rounds lead us into a solid back and forth. B-site failing, I think, twice now. We may get a bit of a different approach from that scanner. Nice battle there from Jacob. Flash also allowing for the cross, and the call definitely comes in. Now Smalls picks up a duo. That B site is where the play is at. And actually, Scanner was, for a moment, there was alone right next to the only remaining defender. Interesting to rotate over towards A and plant when they really had B pretty much locked down. Nice pickup from G4. Knife attempt from Smalls. That'll cost them. Still, though, 3 left alive on the offense. Going to be holding the standard cross. G4 going to have their back exposed to anybody that wants to peek out that long hallway, but as long as they do manage to get up to this corner, they should be okay. Now it's a 1v1 on site. Time ticks down on Scanner, so they're going to have to one-hand these shots with the pistol. No cigar, no dice. Either way, they're not getting anything. And Jacob holding on to that defensive point. 2-2 in our early days in the first half here. Shout out to those tuning in. I see Infinite Galax stopping by. I appreciate you. We have this matchup tonight and a pretty exciting one tomorrow. Definitely worth tuning into. Come up and over the top and up through the center. A bit of a brawl with utility that doesn't end with anybody going down. A bit chaotic on these approaches so far in this series. Nice peek there. G4 finds another. I think that's the second on site. Smoke is dropped, and the trade up through the middle leaves Vivid alone. It's information for Vivid to work with. They know one is somewhere behind.
30 seconds remaining.
Time does tick down, so they are going to have to move. Otherwise, that pinch from the back will come through. You can see on the overhead that flank coming in from Z-Link. 15 seconds left, and they get their attention divided and conquered as Touch Grass are up 2.
Starting. Get ready.
Well, up 1, actually, but I don't know why I said 2, because I saw the number 2 anyway. Good opening set. 5 points locked in, and 2 more to go before we swap sides and reset the economies. I like the smoke wall. I like the coordinated effort here. Haas finds one with the nade over the top. Smalls scoops up another, and Cope either absolutely dominates on their entries or struggles to break through the crack the shell, it seems, but they've definitely managed to get control of B here. 5 still alive. Nope, 2 quickly dead. Make it only 3. Another. This time on the defense that goes down, and it leaves us into a 2v2, a 2v1. The defense on the retake. On the backside, Vivid's all that's left, and Kenny Pencil scoops up a double to shut it down. Touch Grass, the underdogs of the afternoon, with the Connoisseur votes leading heavily into Cope's favor, take the lead 4-2.
Starting.
Let's look at match history so far this season. So I believe both teams have had a couple of losses. Touch Grass with 4 wins, 5 losses on the season. Cope with 5 wins, 3 losses on the season. Pretty solid nade toss there from Kenny, and nearly getting caught out by a follow-up one through the center there. That smoke will give info another air burst as somehow Kenny's continues to survive the barrage. Small's finally able to get rid of that center defense, but is that enough for them to rotate? Yeah, it very much seems like it is. You can take a look at the overhead map and see. We do have a bit of rotation coming in here from Jacob. Three defenders left. A late stage push. The rotation here is set for A. And a nice pinch there as Jacob scoops up the on-site defender. Leaves us with a fight up through the middle. That must be one, or Cope taking another point. A fast half with our first round there. That took us to the last 30 seconds. Otherwise, it's been a pretty quick couple of points that's led us to this last round before we swap sides. I mean, this is a big series for Cope. Excuse me, for Touch Grass. Every defender found there, but none of those kills connecting. Out of the smoke comes Kenny looking for more. Only able to get one before Haas scoops up that refrag. More utility. Barraging onto site as Smalls picks up the 2. And just like that, it's a tie at half, 4-4. Cope not letting go of that one. We swap sides. We reset on the economies. And now Cope defend for up to 8 rounds. First to 9 takes the map win. Haven't seen more than a 1-point lead yet in this series. As Smalls just barely avoids the smoke there. Won't be giving away their position. The Scanner and the rest of this team is pushing B site pretty heavily. Lots of utility. Counter flashes coming in to slow the rotation down just a touch, allowing it to swing out to the corner and be a threat. They find a double. Looking for 3. Can't do it. Jacob will find the kill they need, though, and it puts it all onto the shoulders of Gaijin in a 1v4. And there is the first. Scanner's down. And yeah, with Haas on top of that, it's going to be tough to pick up that Scanner. So a solid defensive round, and could be a quick 5 points locked in if Cope have anything to say about it. Pistol round, of course, in early days with strategy, but some arm circles to loosen up the wing are warranted here. As Cope get ready to try and lock in 4 more rounds and a early map lead. First it's the artillery, then it's the cover. Without any of those nades really connecting, there's still a very healthy and alive defense here. Seemingly pinched in between defenders and finally cleaning out the remaining 4 left for Cope.
Round starting.
Come barreling through at B site, and you can imagine now that you very well could see an A attempt from touch grass, but you also got to be predicting your opponent's predictions, and be trying back at B again for a 3rd time in a row would throw them off. They are investing at least 1 Rubius on the rotation. Otherwise, Scanner is going back to B. Commitment to the rotation. Smalls finds a kill at the center. That's pretty substantial as well. Slows down the Scanner advance. They then shift up to the center. Could catch the duo rotation here if they're fortunate. No, they just missed their shots though. Trade down 1 for 1. Leaves the defense with enough info to prepare for this rotation from Scanner. Oh, and a nice double from Keezy. Puts the Scanner down and everything onto the shoulders of Mom. They'll find Haas on the hunt for more, though. The 1v3. And there's the triple for Keezy.
Round starting.
A solid mid-lane peak that ends up in an aggressive swing for the double. Ending in the triple, and ultimately 2 more points to go for Cope. And they'll be playing right into the connoisseurs' votes this afternoon. Most folks, I think, leaning into the Cope preference, considering the record, the current rank. It does make sense. I think if anything, Touch Grass put up a very surprising, well, not surprising, but a pretty solid early half there. I don't think they're going to fall out of grace quite yet, and I think they've got a chance at this point if they can make this A site work. After several fakes, does look like the push at A is happening. B site defense on the rotation. Mom catches the first. Still 3 left. Jacob, Smalls, and Vivid on the swing up, but Scanner's down. Things are going to get a little bit messy. There's a big double kill from Jacob. They need the reinforcement of their teammates here. Right now alone, challenging the entirety of the squad, and they'll find it. Smalls and Jacob persevering. The teamwork and coordination on the retake survives, and a little Scanner interrupt dance. The 2 of them.
Match point.
And a match point for Cope. They have a near flawless defensive half here. If they lock in one more, it will be. As Touchgrass haven't been able to break through B site. Tried A only once. Where do you go? Back to A, where you didn't quite see success, but almost. That's the only place I think they've got the Scanner down, so it makes sense to go back there. Maybe a bit more of a fast push. Oh, and a beautiful splash from Keezy. They'll swing out for a great double and absolutely shut down the center lane. But on the backside, Scanner's swinging into position. Smokes are down, and Kenny, who's found several multi-kills already, tries to get the Scanner down into the smoke and will get it. Nearly everyone on site goes down, and all of a sudden, only 1 defender left for Cope. This could be Touchgrass taking their first offensive point. Quite frankly, I think it will be the 1v3. Going to be very tough to overcome pushing into sight. That nade needed to connect. They needed a swing here for a quick double. The time ticks down to 20 seconds left. Little flash tossed out, which is turned, and Kenny will be the first one to draw in.
Match point.
Touchgrass survive for another round. And a site worked. Why not go back? I imagine, is the plan, in which case maybe Cope, considering investing another defender or so onto the A site. That's a risk, of course, and that's kind of the gamble of these early choices on lane defense. Do you go aggressive? Do you tuck in? Okay, site. Haas finds out. Finds an early kill. Certainly seems to be the menu, but Kenny's doing a great job of drawing this defensive rotation to a maximum. Look at this. Everyone gone on B. No one home to defend. What is not an A site push, but a B site push, and I say no one home to defend, but it's Vivid with a double kill. G4 finds one, and the rotation coming back now. Kenny trying to catch this defense on their rotation. And both players will square up into the center. Smalls on site shuts down the Scanner from going down, so the immediate threat of the round being lost goes away, and defense can tuck back in into a 1v3. Touchgrass needed to clutch up for their team to keep them alive in map 1. Definitely hears Jacob on the corner, and the call's there for the rest of the team to support them come in. Keezy scoops up a quick one, and Cope lock in a fast 9-5 map 1 victory. Let them know they don't have to wait for me for their second map of the afternoon, which I'm sure they're eager to get into considering how quickly we burned through map 1. But I'm going to guess Miru. I can't imagine we go Kitty map 2. And an interesting opening map for this series, one that is ultimately pretty close, 9-5 final scoreline. And Touchgrass did a great job on their half on defense fighting back against this Cope squad, but these scorelines could be a common trend in this series. 9-5s could be what we see across the board for the rest of these maps, especially with how well Cope executed on their defense, only losing 1 round to the offensive approach from Touchgrass. I still liked the play in the swap ups from the triple B site push to the A site back to the B, because that A site was much more heavily defended. So they really had a good chance for a B site play there if they had committed a little more heavily to it, I think, a little more heavily to the rotation. I'm getting news that we're going to a timeout, so a quick shout out to our sponsors, Axe Labs, for supporting the VRML with $10,000 in cash prizing. A tremendous amount of support in to the organization, and ultimately a lot to be fighting for at the end of the day. When we get into the final week, next week of the season, these teams will be competing for a chance to compete for that cash, a chance to go into the postseason tournament and fight for, I think, what is going to be a little more than $5,000 for first place. I can't remember what the cash split was, but either way, a tremendous amount of cash to be fighting for, including sponsors, including pricing from our other sponsors, HyperX. We really do appreciate the support from ProTube, also coming in and supporting the VRML, as they have been since the inception of VRML, the longest supporting sponsor. So we really do appreciate all of our sponsor supports that make the VRML happen. It's impossible without them. And man, what a exciting season this has been. We've really seen a lot of new innovation in the overall meta with the reduction of the double nade in the pocket, and ultimately it's been a lot of fun to tune into. And now we're getting new updates from, obviously, Axe Labs coming in with the free-to-play update, the 2 new utility nades, which aren't currently active this season, but will likely be introduced in the new season. A lot to look forward to there. And, yeah, I mean, hey, I'm not saying anything, but I can't wait for postseason, which starts in December. The Challenger Cup that leads into the grand finals in the first week of January. We're going to go to a brief break while these teams sort themselves in their 10-minute timeout. And when we come back, map 2, so don't go anywhere.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hello? Mom, not right now. I'm gaming with the boys, okay? I'll call you later.
J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission is same. I made a splash, now all of my passes last like running a race with Usain. I keep it coming like this is buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the craze. Never gon' fumble it. I get the bag and I run with it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it. Murray with the legs, all about finesse. I am not impressed. I don't need a rest coming in with less than you see the flags. Elohim with the melody, and then he supply the bread. 70, keep it heavenly. Everybody get the bread.
I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now. I just wanna have fun, turn around now, turn around now. I just wanna have fun, turn around now, turn around now. I just wanna turn around, dance, 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 dance. I just wanna clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, turn around, dance.
And we are back, ready to dive in to our second map of the afternoon. Anyone could have predicted it. Certainly not going to be Kitty to decide the series, but map number 2 on Miru. On the defense, we have Touch Grass. On the attack, Cope. Cope taking that first map, 9-5, looking to lock in the series win here.
Started.
Knife throw nearly connects. Burtons us down to a 1v1. Scanner interrupt coming in from Kenny through the boxes, and there's the kill from Smalls.
Round starting.
Blind fire eventually connects, and Cope taking early 1-point lead, getting closer to the series win in 2 maps. Defensive hold up through the center of B, and rotation coming into effect here towards B's site. Some aggressive swings and finally a bit of smoking to slow down this defensive hold from being as effective as it was. Kills locked in up through the center was enough to drop them back. Question is, was it a little bit too late? Cope might now find themselves in a bit of a tough spot to align, even rotate around as, yep, there's Hagrid hearing those footsteps. Nade forces rotation out there, and a nice double kill from Rubius. Touch Grass on the board, and in a much similar fashion to map 1. And like I said, I imagine 9-5 might be the theme of the afternoon. We'll see. Close nade, but nothing quite connecting, and instead Touch Grass unable to get into their defensive positions that they were last time, and a big 4-player commitment to the rotation coming in here. Shifting over to A site, trying to catch out the defense. Ultimately, a successful rotation leaves Gaijin and Rubius alone. It's just Hagrid as Haas finds 2.
Round starting. Get ready.
Solid double kill there. Cope back in control. Good on site on the defense. The kill gets picked up there finally onto them. Might even prompt the rotation, which does get caught out. Hagrid doesn't find a kill for their troubles, though. Prompts Kenny to repeat. Able to get one themselves. That nade nearly connects, but only does zoning work. Enough for Haas to rotate, but if they don't go fast, they may end up losing their advantage. When that peek eventually came in, Haas saw the shoulder. Doesn't catch the cross there. And I think those were shots from Smalls just to distract. You can see the duo right now not aware of where this offense is actually planting the scanner. They thought maybe A site rotation. They were set up for both A and B. The call has come out that it is going to be B. They try to defend. One tucked away in the boxes and vulnerable. Another off to the corner and a nice swing. Kenny picks up a double. Scanner interrupted, and again, like map 1, touch grass, keeping things close on their defensive half.
Round starting.
If you haven't seen it already, a little news update from Quick. VGG beat Express today. I don't know how that impacts the top 10 or if it does, but this series certainly will. Keezy tries to step up for a multi-kill, and in the chaos, Jacob able to get Scanner down. Haas drops off B site and rotates, but I think misses the jump they didn't want to miss. Tries to set up to catch the rotation from defense, can't quite get it. Oh, and an aid and a cross kill from the duo. Cope back in the lead on their attack. And I think if they go 4-4, could very well be headed towards a 9-5 map 2 and a series locked in by the likes of Cope. Again, taking the connoisseur votes by storm. And so far, playing into the connoisseur's predictions. They just nearly missing. Flash over the top that I think stalls out Jacob and Keezy for at least a few seconds. Counter smoke to try and deter what has been effective defensive positioning out of Mom on this site. Tucked into the corner now, a still solid defensive position they found a lot of success in. On the overhead, though, Scanner is rotating, and again, the rotation seeming to be what has been working best for Cope on offense so far. Really not been able to break through to that B site as well as they were hoping, and so A continues to be on the menu. With so many defenders now alive, it might be tough for Mom and Z-Link to retake, but a 2v3 isn't impossible. Gotta be ready for the short corner swing, and they're not. Keezy on the back end also scooping up that other frag, and it's 2 down.
Round starting. Get ready.
2 more to go before we swap sides. Again, this defensive position has been smoked most of the time, but this time didn't get smoked. Could very well catch out this rotation. Very Late peek out from Gaijin, able to find one. Can't transfer to the scanner. The support from the backside there, saving the day quite literally. Both Z-Link and Smalls are on the hunt. Hagrid is all that's left for Touch Grass. The 1v3, the short corner peek, and Smalls finishes the job. 5-2 and a better half on offense this time than last map coming in from Cope. Shout out to the fine folks tuning in this afternoon. I see Wraith, Dream Quick, Reality on VR, a fantastic content creator. If you haven't checked out their videos, you should. You can click on their profile right there in chat and then go check out their YouTube channel. Rich D, Infinite Galaxy, thank you all for tuning in again. We appreciate you stopping by and enjoying the late season action. A battle. Touch Grass for a chance at the top 7, one that isn't quite going their way, except for maybe this round. Scanner goes down in a much better defensive hold here. They should be able to stop the bleeding. And what could have been a 4-point lead from Cope going into their defensive half, instead it seems that Touch Grass will be able to grab one more. Smalls has full HP and a full heart. A full mind, full of dreams to pull off this 1v3. Time isn't a factor for them, that's for sure. Got about a minute left to push up here. A great swing off the reload. Beautiful nade from Kenny onto the corner of the pillar, though. Touch Grass find their third, and we swap teams now. Cope on the defense, Touch Grass on the attack. Touch Grass got to step up to the task of putting on a positive offensive half, something they have yet to do against this Cope team, whether on defense or offense. They tied their first half in map 1 and have now lost map 2's first half. Snake from Smalls again to open things up. They'll tuck into the corner, get ready for a corner peek in this short hallway, and a botched flash that really is not what they were hoping for there. Gaijin and Kenny caught in a tough bind. As Kenny will drop back, still though getting pushed. Hagrid able to fend off the first wave. Still 4 more to go.
Round starting.
3 more to go for Cope, and they've got the series locked in. And I am looking at some info here. I may not be able to stick around for the third map, unfortunately. If the series ends, I will make the sacrifice otherwise, but just a heads up for those fine folks that are tuning in, maybe a little bit hopeful for a kitty action. That'll only happen if it goes to a map 3 decider there, in which case we will stick around today. Oh, and Smalls surprising him with the double. Vivid finds another on the G4, and a quick shutdown of this Touch Grass offense. A little over-aggression there, costing Smalls. Maybe a bit of an overextension from Cope here. And as the scanner comes out, Vivid swings, finds one, and Nate actually catching him. I thought that was Keezy that caught that kill, but they didn't. Toss the flash onto the corner. Kenny stays tucked. Peeks out, and another nade there from Keezy. Lob to the corner expertly, catches the kill, and 2 points to go for Cope to lock in the series W. 2 more to go, though, and this would be a dominant Series W for Cope. Very likely pushing them up into a locked-in top 7 position in the North American region. As Haas swings, finds one, smalls another. There's the peek out. That ends the round, and a incredibly fast
Match point.
8-3 here. That round going by quicker than any of the rounds we've had all series long. Smoke almost devastating. Little jump nade there as G4 does open things up nicely for Touch Grass. The early advantage they haven't had in a while. 2 kills no less. So this could be Touch Grass again. Trying to minimize damage, trying to push for a chance at a map win here. Scanner down and everyone alive. This is the best they've looked. Going to be a tough overcome for Jacob and Keezy, but if they can work together, maybe something can happen. Jacob has low HP. Utility coming out here, also giving away their position, but allowing Keezy some ground gained. And in the trade, Touchgrass take another point. Fending off the series loss, but they're going to have to do that 4 more in a row to take us to overtime. No easy task, to say the least. Lead for the offense. Playing a little bit more cautiously seems to be working nicely for Touch Grass here on the approach. Somehow Jacob drops back and is able to drop back in time. More utility comes in. Vivid finds the double. Goes down to Hagrid. 3 kills coming in quick succession. And now Keezy alone, and so is Mom in a 1v1. Scanner down on site. I don't know if Keezy knows that. Although the site is right there, cleared seemingly in front of them. You might see a smart rotation to go over towards A to try and drop that scanner. 40 seconds left, so some time to decide.
"30 seconds remaining."
Oh, and it's actually a really nice bait. As they wait at B to try and force Keezy on the rotation, allowing them time to plant the scanner, but they are botching the scanner plant. Oh my goodness, that took way too long. It's allowed Keezy to get here before the rotation can come into effect. They see them on the corner, and the shots connect. It's the round for Cope. It's the series for Cope. Hard fought by Touch Grass, but that'll be it in 2 maps. Like I said, I don't think I'll have the time to stick around for a third in the series, but a solid win nonetheless from Cope as they lock it in and 2. Obviously, the third map will get played out on Kitty, but that will be it for me here on the Caster's Desk this afternoon. A shout out to those of you that did tune in, stop in and hang out for the series. I do appreciate you quite a bit. But, yeah, that is Cope locking in a 2-map win. And the teams will play out that third map, but I do not have the time to sit around for it. If I did, I would. So instead, I will be heading out Thank you all for stopping by, hanging out, and enjoying the action this afternoon. Until next time, which will be tomorrow for a huge matchup tomorrow night that you're not going to want to miss between Acer and I can't remember who else, Apex, maybe somebody else. The top two teams, I think, in VAIL duking it out in the one of the last weeks of the regular season. A unique opportunity, so don't miss that tomorrow. But until then, stay classy.